Hey guys, this is GreenMachineSam back with another video today. If you clicked on the video, you know why we are here. The Bears are unfortunately 0-4 after starting yesterday's game off very hot, going up 28-7. They ended up letting the Broncos come back and win 31-28. And everybody wants to talk about whether or not it's just the coaches or whether or not it's just the full team or what is it, right? And my opinion is it's both. I don't think it's 100% Justin Fields, but there is some blame there. And you might be like, oh, well, he got hit, as he was turning around. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But at the same time, you can't, if you see a guy in your face, you can't try to, jump up and make a play. You got to fucking just take the sack there. And I'm going to be honest. I think his time in Chicago is over. You would have to have an amazing season. You'd have to be the first 4,000-yard passer. You'd have to be the first, 30 or 35 touchdown passer in franchise history to even have a chance of staying on this team, which I don't even know if he would want to. I think his time is over. I really do. But could we see, if some of these quarterbacks in the draft, if Justin Fields goes out and has a good year, I'm not saying 4,000 yards or 35 TDs, but if he just goes out and has a good year, could we see this team maybe, get rid of Poles, get rid of Eberflus, get rid of Getsy, and build around Justin Fields for a year, and if he doesn't work out next year, then go, hey, we'll take a quarterback next year. Because the one quarterback that is guaranteed to not be coming out as of right now from all the rumors and stuff is Shedeur Sanders. Now, is he an NFL quality QB? Possibly. He could possibly be an NFL quality QB. And then, there's the rumors that Caleb Williams will go back to school if he doesn't like who is at the top of the first round, and there's other possibilities as well. You've Quinn Ewers and Drake May and all these other quarterbacks. So do we sit on Justin Fields another year if he has a decent year? That could be a very good possibility, and then once this new group of people gets brought in for both GM and coach in the offseason, because the Bears don't like firing people during the season, then we could honestly look towards them and be like, hey, you have 1 year with Justin Fields. If he's not the guy, if he's truly not the guy for you guys, next year you guys can draft whoever the fuck you want. But this year we're going to build the team up, and then next year we will let you draft whoever you want. That could be very much a possibility. I like that possibility more than going, hey, we're going to draft Caleb Williams this next year at pick 1. And then take Marvin Harrison and be like, oh, now the team's fixed. We're going to trade away Justin Fields. No. This isn't me trying to be like, oh, Justin Fields still has it in. Justin Fields is still that guy. Justin Fields is still this. Justin Fields is still that. That's not at all what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to basically do is just build the team up, because I personally think this team needs to be almost a complete reset in a way. I think you got to get rid of a lot of the veterans. I think you got to get rid of a lot of the guys that were in the locker room this year. And I don't think it's going to go over well with them, but I think it's something that needs to happen. I think you're going to let Claypool and Mooney both walk. I think you're going to let a lot of guys walk in free agency. I think you're going to let Cody Whitehair go. I think you're going to look to trade Eddie Jackson, if not other pieces amongst that defense. Jalen Johnson can be on his way out as well, probably. Do I particularly like these moves? Not really, but it's something you have to do. We can't pay for players that are either injured or haven't really proven much. Just because you have splashes of greatness or look good sometimes doesn't mean you deserve to be paid, especially by the organization that drafted you. But this loss definitely is on the coaching staff. I think this basically cemented that the coaching staff is gone. And you might be like, well, why aren't they just going to fire him? Because that's not what the Bears do. That's not how they're going to act. Now, I'm on the fence. It could go either way depending on my mood, At one point, I'm like, I want Flus gone now. I want Getsy gone now. Go get Lovie Smith if he's not doing anything. Bring him in for a year, and then we can get our coaching candidate next year. All this and that. I can see why I want Flus gone, and I understand why I want him gone. At the same time, if we keep him in here, I wouldn't be surprised if we go 0-17, 2-15 at best. Just winning a couple games by pure luck or teams being injured or whatever. So, there's upsides to both, really. If you let Flus stay, then at least we're probably going to be guaranteed the number 1 or at least a top 5 pick. If you fire him, you get rid of the locker room cancer. Hopefully players start balling out. I don't know. It's a mixed bag, right? But Flus is definitely gone. I still can't excuse what Ryan Poles has done. All these Bears fans, I don't remember exactly how I felt in the offseason, but I know it wasn't like, oh, Ryan Poles is the greatest GM of all time. He's just making moves. He's making great moves. I don't think that was the case with me and Ryan Poles. I still have a sour taste in what he did to Roquan, and just so if I haven't laid this out, I might have laid it out last week in last week's video. Ryan Poles, basically when he came in, he drafted Velus Jones. Velus Jones Jr. is a month older than Roquan Smith. Okay? The pick after Velus Jones was Abraham Lucas, which, for anybody that doesn't know, that is the right tackle for the Seattle Seahawks. He is currently injured, I'm pretty sure, but still, he hasn't been terrible. He's been an okay tackle versus Velus Jones. Every time I see him on the field, I'm like, oh, we're going to run a screen pass, or we're going to run an end and around to him, or a jet sweep, or a little, pop pass or whatever, We're going to run something to him. He's not on the field for no fucking reason, right? Like I said, Velus Jones is a month older than Roquan Smith, okay? He's a month older than Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith was heading into his last year of his deal when we drafted Velus Jones. No offense, if you're above the age of 23 coming out of college, you either need to be like a 6th round pick or you don't deserve to be picked. Because no offense, if you can't come out of college before you turn 24, I don't give a fuck how many injuries you had. I don't give a fuck about the COVID season. I don't give a fuck about any of that. If you had talent and if you showed talent on tape, somebody would take you in the late 6th or 7th round because you have talent, not because of what overall stats that you put up in college. I promise you, most GMs do not give a fuck about the stats you put up. It's about what you put on tape. But whatever. So Velus Jones, a month older than Roquan, gets drafted in the 3rd round when we bring in Ryan Poles, okay? And this isn't to mention that we also didn't draft George Pickens, who I liked, who I thought would be good, who I thought would have went in the 1st round, but because of character concerns and because of injuries, he fell to the 2nd. We took Kyler Gordon and Jaquan Brisker, who are both pretty good talents, but they cannot stay on the fucking football field to save their goddamn lives, okay? So not only do we pass up on George Pickens in the 2nd, we pass up on Abraham Lucas, who I liked. I wasn't a big fan. I wasn't like, oh, we need to draft him. But, looking back, hindsight's 2020, taking a 25-year-old fucking receiver instead of and so it's one thing to pass up on George Pickens and be like, oh, we took Jaquan Brisker, we took Kyler Gordon, these are the guys that we took, these are the guys that we wanted for our team. But then you take a wide receiver in the 3rd round, and he's 25 years old. He was 4 years older than George Pickens. He is 4 years fucking older than George Pickens. And you might be like, well, age doesn't determine, skill. Yes, it does. In the draft, yes, it does. I promise you, if there's a 21-year-old coming out in the draft, it's because they have the skill to come out in the draft and get picked. They're not coming out just because, okay? Most of these dudes know in the realm of where they're going to be picked or if they're going to be picked. You don't come out to the draft if you don't think you're going to get picked or if you're out of time or whatever. Okay, so we pass it on George Pickens. We take Velus Jones. We stop contract negotiations with Roquan because he is negotiating by himself and we do not think he's worth $20 million. We then later trade Roquan mid-season to the Baltimore Ravens, get a 2nd and a 4th, and there might have been something else. We turn around and basically trade more value than what we got for Roquan for Chase Claypool, who is now being shopped for a 6th round pick. It has been reported that Ryan Poles is asking for a 5th to a 6th round pick for Chase Claypool, and he will. And there's even a report that just came out this morning that says he might be even willing to part ways with Chase Claypool for a 7th round pick. A 7th round fucking pick when we traded for a 2nd for this guy. Basically a 1st round pick. We traded pick 32 for Chase Claypool, who might not even be on the team for a whole fucking year. Not to mention almost none of the 6th and 7th round guys have even proven anything / even been on the team. There's been multiple guys that have either been injured the 2 years that they've been drafted, got cut in the first preseason, or are just downright not good talents. Trent Gill is not a good punter. He just isn't. He hasn't proven anything. Elijah Hicks, even in his starting time, I don't see him making tackles. I don't see him making plays. I don't see anything. Ryan Poles deserves to be fucking fired. I am so sick and tired of him. He didn't spend money on the defensive line like he was supposed to, and what money he did spend was on bottom-tier rotational guys that he thinks are going to come in and play well for us. He signed 2 linebackers that put together aren't even close to Roquan Smith's level. I don't see them. Whenever the tackle stats come out after the game where it's like, oh, TJ Edwards had 12 tackles, I'm like, I saw 1. Like, I don't understand what the fuck Ryan Poles is doing. And you might be like, well, Ryan Poles is listening to Eberflus. He's getting the guys that Eberflus wants. Then why the fuck isn't the defense good? I don't even expect this defense to be top 5, top 6, top 10, whatever. You need a middle-of-the-road defense if you're going to go out and spend this money. If you're going to go fucking put these picks into this defense. You've drafted 2 corners, a safety, 2 defensive tackles. And there's nothing to show. You drafted Dominic Robinson. You drafted Elijah Hicks, Tyler Gordon, Tyreek Stevenson, Jaquan Brisker. And the other thing about the linebackers is you had a guy sitting on the bench in fucking Jack Sanborn, and you just completely disregarded him. He is now basically relegated to that 3rd linebacker spot in run stopping downs. I really don't understand what Ryan Poles was trying to accomplish this offseason, but he has already probably lost his job. The McCaskies need a restart. Warren needs to restart. I think if they do not restart this year, I think there will be a major uproar by the Chicago Bears fan base. And I am imploring, I am fucking requesting any Chicago Bears fans out there listening, please, for the love of God, if you have not bought tickets to this season, to any of the season games, do not buy tickets. Do not go to the fucking games, okay? If you already bought tickets, if you are a season ticket holder, if you're whatever, if you already have your tickets, fine, go ahead and go. But if you have not bought tickets, do not fucking go to these games. I am telling you now, do not support the product that is currently on the field. Everybody and their mother deserves to be fucking fired from this team right now, and it's not even close. This is downright terrible. 14 straight fucking games that we've lost. 14 games. 14! Most teams can't even put together 14 fucking wins, let alone 14 losses. This team's dead. That's all that has to be said. We made the worst defense look like a good defense in the second half. We made an offense that has been struggling all year look good. I don't know. I don't know how many people keep their jobs after this season. The Bears aren't going to do it because they're a bunch of little bitches, but whatever. If you guys enjoy this content or any other content here on my channel, I'd appreciate it if you guys stick around and subscribe. I know this is me ranting a bunch these last couple weeks, but there's nothing to be happy about. Ooh, Justin Fields had a historically great day. Congrats. We still fucking lost. We still fucking look like shit. We still have no direction. We still have no hope. Who gives a fuck if Justin Fields had a good day? And the coaches and the front office staff coming out and basically lying about Chase Claypool. One of them's fucking lying. Eberflus said he gave him the choice. The front office said that they told Claypool to stay home. And whatever. And if I hear one more fucking player, one more coach come out and say, oh, we're almost there. The fans just have to believe. The fans just have to believe. We're almost there. We're playing as a team. I'm gonna come up to the house hall myself and slap the fuck out of one of them. That being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, please stick around and subscribe. But with that being said, guys, I'm out. Peace.